Welcome to our professional training series in divination, tarot, and astrology. The following training in tarot was developed for students that are going through the courses with the School of our Divine Infinite Being. We wanted to make our training available to the general public here on YouTube, while also encouraging those interested in a career as a divination professional in astrology and tarot to check out our programs at www.divineinfinitebeing.com. We have post-graduation program assistance that you will not find anywhere else. This includes live video consultation technology, calendar booking, social share tools, affiliate program development, e-commerce, and the opportunity to take clients from the marketing efforts of our talented in-house staff. Again, you will find all of this at www.divineinfinitebeing.com. Sponsored by astrologypro.com, the #1 platform for astrologers and tarot readers to operate their divination services. We hope you enjoy this training. Welcome everyone. Today we'll be exploring the suit of air swords within the tarot, from the Ace of Swords through to the Ten of Swords. For those of you who practice theurgy, ceremonial magic, or any form of witchcraft, this suit holds profound significance as it governs the realm of thought, intellect, truth, conflict, and mental force. And for those of you working within divination and tarot here at the School of our Divine Infinite Being, the suit of swords becomes essential in understanding how consciousness expresses itself through the mind, through communication, through decision, and through the often difficult process of discernment and realization. From the first piercing clarity of the ace, to the complete mental collapse and ending shown in the 10, these cards trace the full evolution of air as it cuts, questions, analyzes, wounds, and ultimately reveals. Together they show how the mental realm moves through cycles of insight, tension, challenge, suffering, and final understanding, both within you and within those you read for. Ace of Swords. Divinatory meaning. We begin with the Ace of Swords, where the elemental force of air first emerges as pure clarity, truth, and mental awakening. Let's examine the divinatory meaning of the Ace of Swords in both its upright and reversed expressions. Upright. It is a powerful card symbolizing mental clarity, breakthroughs, and new beginnings in the realm of thought and intellect. Reversed. The Ace of Swords in its reversed position suggests mental blocks, confusion, or a lack of clarity. Element of air. Significance of air element in relation with the Ace of Swords. Intellect and clarity. The air element embodies mental clarity, just like the Ace of Swords, which signals a breakthrough in understanding and new intellectual pursuits. Communication and truth. Both the air element and Ace of Swords emphasize the importance of clear communication and seeking truth, cutting through deception and confusion. Fresh beginnings. Just as air is essential for new life, the Ace of Swords represents the birth of new ideas and perspectives, bringing a fresh start to mental endeavors. We now move into the Two of Swords, where air takes form as balance, inner stillness, and the suspension of decision. White doves, emblems of peace, love, and divine grace. Their presence accentuates the card's serene nature and the blessings that arise from achieving inner and outer harmony. Castle in the background symbolizes stability, protection, and established order. It suggests that peace is not just an internal state but also manifests as structured security in the external world. Eirene, the embodiment of peace, harmony, and balance in Greek mythology. As the personification on this card, Eirene symbolizes the tranquil resolution and inner calm that arises from balanced intellect and emotional equilibrium. Two swords crossed signifies a point of balance between opposing forces or decisions. It reflects the harmony achieved through intellectual clarity, symbolizing a moment of poised decision-making or truce. Chokmah in the suit of air represents the exalted and pure form of intellect, where wisdom transcends turmoil. This placement infuses the card with the serenity that comes from understanding and elevated perspective. Moon represents intuition, mystery, and the unseen factors influencing a balanced mind. In this card, it signifies the calm that comes from inner reflection, where peace is maintained by navigating uncertainty with quiet discernment. Green pasture symbolizes growth, abundance, and the nurturing quality of peace. It reflects the fertile environment that tranquility creates for new ideas and harmonious relationships. Libra. Placed centrally at the bottom, the glyph symbolizes balance, fairness, and the weighing of choices with impartiality. It reinforces the card's message of equilibrium and diplomatic resolution. Swords represent intellect, reason, and the clarity of thought cutting through confusion. In this card, the swords symbolize the analytical power and structured thinking necessary to navigate challenges with precision. Number 2 denotes duality, choices, and balance. It embodies the essence of finding harmony between two contrasting forces or perspectives. Peace reflects the mental clarity and resolution that come from applying logic and understanding. It signifies a transition toward calmer, more stable states of mind achieved through disciplined reasoning. Two of Swords. Astrological symbolic associations. Let us explore the astrological symbolic associations of the Two of Swords, revealing how the moon in Libra shape its inner balance, emotional weighing, and suspended decision. Moon. Symbolism. The moon represents the subconscious mind, emotions, intuition, and cycles. It influences how we process and respond to emotions, bringing an ebb and flow to our inner experiences. In the context of the Two of Swords, the moon adds a layer of emotional depth and suggests that decisions and clarity may be influenced by feelings and intuition. Libra. Symbolism. Libra is an air sign ruled by Venus, emphasizing intellect, balance, and relationships. Libra seeks harmony, fairness, and diplomacy. In the Two of Swords, the influence of Libra suggests a focus on intellectual balance, weighing options, and considering the perspectives of others. The moon in Libra. The moon represents the subconscious mind, intuition, and emotions. Libra, an air sign ruled by Venus, is associated with balance, harmony, and relationships. When the moon is in Libra, there may be a focus on the emotional dynamics within partnerships and a desire for equilibrium. Greek daemonic personification of the card. Two of Swords. Divine Arcana Tarot. The Two of Swords in the Divine Arcana Tarot deck is a card that often portrays a figure with two large crossed swords, forming an X. This card is associated with the moon in Libra, suggesting a balancing act of emotions and intellect. The figure is blindfolded, indicating a need to focus on inner intuition and balance rather than external influences. Blending Eirain with the Two of Swords. Blending the concept of Eirain with the Two of Swords creates a nuanced interpretation that emphasizes the pursuit of inner peace and harmony amid conflicting forces. Tranquil decision-making. Eirain, as the embodiment of peace, encourages a calm and tranquil approach to decision-making. The Two of Swords, with its crossed swords symbolizing opposing choices or conflicts, suggests the need to navigate decisions with a peaceful and balanced mind. Inner harmony. The blindfolded figure in the Two of Swords represents the importance of turning inward for guidance. Eirain, as a symbol of peace, encourages finding inner harmony and aligning one's decisions with a sense of tranquility. Balancing conflicting forces. Eirain's association with peace aligns with the Libran energy of the Two of Swords, which seeks balance. This blend suggests finding a middle ground or compromise in situations where opposing forces or choices are at play. Prosperity through balance. In the imagery of Eirain holding Plotos, there's a connection to wealth. The blend of Eirain with the Two of Swords suggests that true prosperity may be found through the balanced and harmonious resolution of conflicts. Mindful decision-making. Eirain encourages making decisions from a place of inner calm and mindfulness. The Two of Swords, with its moon and Libra influence, emphasizes the importance of emotional intelligence and diplomacy in decision-making. Resolution without conflict. The blend encourages resolving conflicts without resorting to aggressive or confrontational methods. It suggests that peace can be maintained even in the face of challenging decisions or situations. Two of Swords divinatory meaning. We now come to the divinatory meaning of the Two of Swords, where this energy of peace and suspended balance reveals itself through both upright and reversed expressions. Upright, balanced decisions, peace, and the need for impartiality. It suggests a delicate balance between opposing forces and the need for careful consideration. Reversed, indecision, avoidance, or being blinded to the truth. It may indicate the need to face difficult choices and seek clarity. We now move into the Three of Swords, where air takes form as sorrow, emotional piercing, and the painful realization of truth. Blackbirds, traditionally omens of death or bad news, they accentuate the sense of foreboding and deep sorrow that permeates the scene. Saturn glyph, positioned above the figure, representing the heavy, restrictive, and melancholic influence of Saturn. It signifies limitation, sorrow, and the burdens of time and fate. Three Swords, the central upright sword pierces through the figure, intersected by two curved swords. This configuration symbolizes pain, heartbreak, and mental anguish, cutting through the heart of understanding. Penthos, the embodiment of grief, mourning, and lamentation in Greek mythology. His presence personifies the deep emotional sorrow and heartache symbolized by this card. White flowers represent innocence, purity, and the remnants of hope, now pierced and tainted by sorrow. Their impalement signifies the destruction of purity by grief. Dead trees and barren forest symbolizes lifelessness, isolation, and the desolation that follows emotional devastation. It evokes the great sea of Bina in its darker, chaotic form. Libra glyph, at the base of the image denoting the astrological correspondence of Saturn and Libra. This suggests sorrow arising from imbalances in relationships or inner equilibrium. Number 3 represents a critical point of separation, sorrow, and realization in the cycle of growth. It symbolizes the heartbreak that often accompanies deeper understanding. Sorrow captures the essence of the card: profound grief, mental anguish, and the emotional suffering that results from conflict, separation, or loss. Three of Swords astrological symbolic associations. Let us explore the astrological symbolic associations of the Three of Swords, revealing how Saturn and Libra shape its sorrow, karmic lesson, and the painful balancing of truth through hardship. Saturn. Symbolism. Saturn is often associated with themes of structure, discipline, responsibility, and the lessons learned through hardship. The Three of Swords underscores the importance of confronting emotional pain, learning from it, and using those lessons to build a stronger, more resilient self. Libra. Symbolism. Libra is an air sign ruled by Venus, emphasizing intellect, balance, and relationships. Libra seeks harmony, fairness, and diplomacy. In the Two of Swords, the influence of Libra suggests a focus on intellectual balance, weighing options, and considering the perspectives of others. The Saturn in Libra. The interplay between Saturn and Libra and the Three of Swords highlights the importance of learning from relationship challenges, establishing balance and fairness, confronting difficult truths, and taking responsibility for emotional dynamics. It suggests that while pain is an inevitable part of relationships, it serves as a catalyst for growth and deeper understanding. Greek daemonic personification of the card. Three of Swords, Divine Arcana Tarot. The Three of Swords often evokes themes of heartbreak, sorrow, and emotional pain, which can be connected to various concepts in Greek mythology and philosophy. The Greek daemonic personification of Oisis serves as an apt embodiment of the themes captured by the Three of Swords. She represents the inevitability of emotional pain, the lessons learned from suffering, and the journey toward healing and resilience. Blending Penthos with the Three of Swords. The concept of Penthos with the Three of Swords creates a profound exploration of sorrow, mourning, and the transformative aspects of grief. Embracing grief. Penthos emphasizes the importance of mourning as an essential part of the healing process. The Three of Swords represents heartbreak and emotional pain, urging individuals to confront their feelings rather than suppress them, allowing for a more profound engagement with grief. Transformative sorrow. Highlight that experiencing pain can lead to personal growth and transformation. Grief can serve as a catalyst for self-discovery, helping individuals understand themselves and their emotional needs more deeply. Reflection and insight. Penthos encourages introspection, while the Three of Swords invites contemplation of painful experiences. Together, they suggest that reflecting on heartbreak and loss can lead to valuable insights about one's relationships, emotions, and life choices. Acceptance of impermanence. The combination of Penthos and the Three of Swords illustrates the transient nature of love and relationships. They remind us that loss is an inevitable part of life, encouraging acceptance of the bittersweet reality that joy often accompanies sorrow. Healing through mourning. The mourning process associated with penthos is essential for healing from the emotional wounds represented by the Three of Swords. By allowing oneself to grieve fully, individuals can move toward emotional resolution and restoration. Strength and vulnerability. The Three of Swords, as advocated by penthos, can foster resilience and emotional depth, ultimately leading to healthier relationships and a more authentic self. Three of Swords, divinatory meaning. Let us now examine the divinatory meaning of the Three of Swords in both its upright and reversed expressions. Upright. The Three of Swords in its upright position is a card strongly associated with heartbreak, emotional pain, and sorrow. Reversed. Reversed typically represents healing, recovery, and the gradual release of emotional pain. We now move into the Four of Swords, where air takes form as truce, mental recovery, and the temporary stilling of conflict. Pastoral landscape with blooming flowers represents a serene, fertile environment created after the cessation of conflict, where growth and beauty can flourish. Jupiter, positioned above Ekekihiria's halo, denoting the expansive, benevolent influence of Jupiter, which presides over the card's energy of compromise, fairness, and resolution. White doves, symbols of peace, divine grace, and the establishment of harmonious energy. Their flight indicates the lifting of prior conflict. Akekihiria. She is the Greek personification of truce and armistice. Her presence embodies the spirit of peace agreements, reconciliation, and temporary harmony between opposing forces. Four swords crossed in St. Andrew's Cross. The four swords form an X-shaped cross, representing stability, balance, and the structured resolution of conflict. The luminous green glow on the sword symbolizes renewed vitality, growth, and the mental clarity achieved through truce and harmony. Large pink rose at the center represents harmony, beauty, and the soothing resolution of conflict. Its soft pink color emphasizes gentleness and compassion in reaching a truce. Colorful ground with soft mounds signifies emotional and mental restoration, where the terrain of the mind becomes gentle and inviting after turbulence. Libra, found at the base of the card, symbolizing the need for balance, justice, and equilibrium in relationships and decisions. Number 4 represents stability, structure, and the establishment of a firm foundation in the mental realm. It denotes that peace achieved is a temporary yet necessary consolidation. Truce encapsulates the card's essence, the establishment of temporary peace, a ceasefire of conflicting thoughts, and the mental stillness that allows for healing. Four of Swords astrological symbolic associations. Let us explore the astrological symbolic associations of the Four of Swords, revealing how Jupiter and Libra shape its truce, restorative balance, and the wisdom gained through stillness and reflection. Jupiter, symbolism. Jupiter with the Four of Swords brings several layers of symbolic meaning, focusing on themes of expansion, wisdom, and inner growth. It highlights the importance of reflection, healing, and the growth that can emerge from periods of rest. Libra, symbolism. Libra with the Four of Swords brings forth themes of balance, harmony, relationships, and the necessity of introspection. It highlights the importance of reflection, balance, and the need for peace in both personal and relational contexts. The Jupiter in Libra. Jupiter in Libra, as it relates to the Four of Swords, brings together themes of growth, harmony, and the significance of introspection within the realm of relationships. This combination highlights that taking time for rest and introspection can lead to significant growth and harmony, ultimately fostering healthier connections and a more fulfilling life. Greek daemonic personification of the card. Four of Swords, Divine Arcana Tarot. The Four of Swords that embody themes of rest, recovery, and introspection. A prominent demonic personification related to this card is Hypnos, the god of sleep, who embodies the essential qualities of rest and healing. By embodying these qualities, Hypnos reminds us of the importance of taking time to recuperate, reflect, and recharge, ultimately leading to personal growth and resilience. Blending Ikekera with the Four of Swords. Blending Ikekera with the Four of Swords creates a rich tapestry of meaning that emphasizes peace, rest, and the necessity of healing in the midst of conflict. Symbol of peace. This concept emphasizes the importance of taking a break from conflict to allow for reflection and healing, mirroring the Four of Swords' focus on rest and recuperation. Restoration and healing. Ikekehira provided a period of calm amidst chaos. The Four of Swords signifies a time for healing after stress or turmoil. This blend highlights the need to step back from the fray, allowing individuals to recuperate both physically and emotionally. Introspection amidst turmoil. Ikekehira encourages a pause for reflection and deliberation. The Four of Swords similarly calls for introspection during times of turmoil. This time of quiet contemplation allows for better decision-making and a deeper understanding of one's feelings and experiences. Withdrawal from conflict. Ikehara signifies a formal cessation of hostilities, while the Four of Swords encourages withdrawal from external pressures. Together, they stress the importance of taking time away from conflicts, whether internal or external, to achieve clarity and peace. Four of Swords, divinatory meaning. Let us now examine the divinatory meaning of the Four of Swords in both its upright and reversed expressions. Upright symbolizes a crucial period of rest, recovery, and introspection. It suggests that after facing stress, conflict, or overwhelming situations. Reversed. This card suggests that you may be struggling to find the necessary time or space to rest, often pushing yourself too hard without allowing for adequate healing or reflection. We now move into the Five of Swords, where air takes form as defeat, fractured conflict, and the unsettling cost of mental struggle. Venus, positioned at the top, representing the influence of Venus in Aquarius. Here, Venus is weakened, symbolizing sentimentality, vulnerability, and the emotional weakness contributing to defeat. Typhoeus, the monstrous personification of chaos and destruction in Greek mythology, embodies uncontrollable rage, defeat, and the catastrophic downfall of order and strength. Bat-like wings. Dark, bat-like wings evoke the demonic and sinister nature of Typhoeus, emphasizing the oppressive and malevolent atmosphere surrounding defeat. Inverted pentagram formed by broken and twisted swords. The arrangement of crooked swords forms an inverted pentagram, symbolizing corrupted will, failed strategies, and the perversion of power that leads to inevitable defeat and collapse. Fragmented background with star patterns. The shattered and disoriented background reflects a mind fractured by loss, chaos, and the collapse of inner order. Serpentine lower body. Typhoeus' lower half is composed of coiling serpents, symbolizing entrapment, corruption, and the entangling nature of defeat and internal decay. Aquarius, found at the base of the card, indicating the astrological placement of Venus in Aquarius, which combines detachment with sentiment, often leading to mental and emotional dissonance. Number 5, represents conflict, instability, and the dynamic forces that disrupt harmony, marking the inevitable clash that leads to defeat. Defeat captures the essence of the card: loss, failure, collapse of defenses, and the bitter consequences of internal weakness and external strife. Five of Swords. Astrological symbolic associations. Let us explore the astrological symbolic associations of the Five of Swords, revealing how Venus and Aquarius shape its defeat, relational discord, and the intellectual tensions born from conflicting perspectives. Venus, symbolism. Venus with the Five of Swords brings forth themes related to love, relationships, harmony, and the complexities of human interactions. While the card points to challenges and disputes, Venus encourages open communication, healing, and compromise, reminding individuals of the importance of nurturing relationships even amid difficulties. Aquarius, symbolism. The Five of Swords introduces themes of individuality, conflict, and unconventional perspectives. While the card reflects the potential for disagreements and tensions, it also encourages a thoughtful approach to communication and understanding. The Venus in Aquarius. Venus in Aquarius with the Five of Swords offers a nuanced interpretation of conflict, relationships, and communication. This combination may point to potential conflicts arising from differing beliefs and emotional detachment. Greek daemonic personification of the card. Five of Swords, Divine Arcana Tarot. The Five of Swords is often associated with conflict, defeat, and the complexities of victory. In exploring a Greek daemonic personification that embodies the themes of the Five of Swords, we can consider Phobos, the personification of fear and panic, or Eris, the goddess of strife and discord. Blending Typhoeus with the Five of Swords, the Five of Swords from the tarot creates a rich tapestry of themes surrounding conflict, power struggles, and the chaos that can arise from competition. Embodiment of chaos. This aligns with the Five of Swords, which illustrates the aftermath of a battle characterized by strife and discord. Together, they highlight how conflicts can lead to chaotic environments where emotions run high and rationality is often lost. Power struggles. The Five of Swords reflects the competitive nature of human interactions, where individuals may strive for power or superiority over one another. This blend underscores the notion that power struggles can lead to destructive outcomes, often leaving relationships in disarray. Fear and intimidation. This blend highlights how adversarial interactions can create environments where fear governs behavior, leading to aggressive tactics and a breakdown in communication. Destruction of relationships. This connection emphasizes the importance of navigating disputes carefully to avoid irreparable harm to personal connections and communities. Five of Swords, Divinatory Meaning. Let us now examine the divinatory meaning of the Five of Swords in both its upright and reversed expressions. Upright, its position carries several significant divinatory meanings, primarily focusing on conflict, tension, and the consequences of confrontation. Reversed signifies a shift towards resolution, forgiveness, and the avoidance of further conflict. We now move into the Six of Swords, where air takes form as science, mental transition, and the gradual movement toward clearer understanding. Mercury, positioned at the top, symbolizing Mercury's influence, representing communication, intellect, and the swift pursuit of knowledge. Daedalus, the master craftsman and inventor from Greek mythology, symbolizing intelligence, ingenuity, and the relentless pursuit of knowledge through skill and science. Wing of Icarus, the white feathered wing represents Daedalus's connection to the myth of Icarus, serving as a reminder of the balance between innovation and the consequences of overreaching intellect. Red Ladder, positioned beside Daedalus, the ladder symbolizes the progressive ascent of understanding and the methodical climb toward enlightenment through scientific inquiry. Aquarius, found at the base, representing Mercury in Aquarius, highlighting advanced thinking, innovation, and humanitarian ideals guided by intellectual clarity. Golden Cross of Six Squares represents the harmony and balance of scientific thought, where intellect is structured and organized. It symbolizes the integration of diverse ideas into a cohesive, stable system of knowledge, reflecting precision, logic, and methodical progress. Number 6. Represents harmony, balance, and the synthesis of diverse knowledge streams, signifying the equilibrium that science seeks within chaos. Science encapsulates the card's essence, the disciplined application of intellect, innovation, and rational inquiry that propels human understanding and mastery of the world. Six of Swords, astrological symbolic associations. Let us explore the astrological symbolic associations of the Six of Swords, revealing how Mercury and Aquarius shape its intellectual passage, forward movement, and the rational pursuit of clearer horizons. Mercury. Symbolism. The Six of Swords is often associated with journeys, transitions, and intellectual clarity, which aligns well with the astrological symbolism of Mercury, the planet of communication, intellect, and travel. It highlights the importance of rational thinking, adaptability, and the intellectual growth that comes from moving away from conflict and turbulence. Aquarius. Symbolism. Symbolism of transition, progress, and mental clarity align with the astrological characteristics of Aquarius. Aquarius is an air sign known for its intellectualism, innovation, and forward thinking, which resonates with the themes of this card. They highlight the need to move beyond emotional strife and use logic, insight, and forward-thinking approaches to navigate life's challenges. The Mercury in Aquarius. Mercury in Aquarius brings together the quick, analytical mind of Mercury with the innovative, forward-thinking nature of Aquarius. This combination aligns closely with the themes of the Six of Swords, which represents transition, intellectual clarity, and progress. Greek daemonic personification of the card. Six of Swords, Divine Arcana Tarot. The Six of Swords, a tarot card symbolizing transition, mental clarity, and the movement away from turbulent times, could find its Greek daemonic personification in Apuria. In Greek mythology, Apuria represents difficulty or puzzle, particularly relating to intellectual confusion or perplexity, which parallels the themes of the card. Blending Daedalus with the Six of Swords. Blending the mythological figure Daedalus with the Six of Swords creates a rich narrative of ingenuity, escape, and the process of navigating life's difficulties with intelligence and careful planning. Ingenious escape. Daedalus inspires clever solutions to navigate through difficult situations. This blend highlights using intellect to find the best path forward. Strategic movement. Daedalus's planning mirrors the Six of Swords, encouraging thoughtful decisions and a clear, deliberate exit from turmoil. Resilience through intelligence. Daedalus shows that intellect can overcome adversity, and this combination stresses using mental clarity to turn obstacles into opportunities. Crafting calm. Just as Daedalus built solutions, this blend emphasizes creating peace through calculated action and planning. Intellectual guidance. Daedalus encourages trusting your intellect during transitions, guiding you toward a peaceful resolution with clarity and wisdom. Escaping turmoil through wisdom. Like Daedalus guiding escape, this blend highlights escaping difficulties with wisdom, using your mental resources to find clarity and calm. Six of Swords, Divinatory meaning. Let us now examine the divinatory meaning of the Six of Swords in both its upright and reversed expressions. Upright signifies a transition, movement away from difficulties, and a journey toward a more peaceful state. Reversed signifies stagnation, difficulty in moving on from challenging situations, and resistance to change. We now move into the Seven of Swords, where air takes form as futility, unstable strategy, and the fragmented misuse of mental force. Moon represents illusion, deception, and hidden motives influencing actions. It signifies unclear perceptions and emotional confusion, leading to misguided efforts and strategic errors. Boulder represents a heavy, recurring burden that must be confronted endlessly. It illustrates obstacles that reset with every effort, signifying relentless adversity. The weight of this challenge drains both energy and hope. Starry Sky represents distant hopes, fleeting insights, and unrealized dreams. The stars glimmer as symbols of guidance yet remain just out of reach. This imagery underscores the gap between aspiration and achievement. Sisyphus symbolizes the eternal struggle of repetitive and futile labor. Despite immense strength and determination, progress is perpetually undone. He embodies the human condition of persistence against insurmountable odds. Seven Swords Fanned represents scattered efforts and fragmented strategies where energy is divided across too many directions. This dispersal weakens overall impact, preventing any single effort from achieving success. It symbolizes confusion, inefficiency, and the inability to unify purpose. Futility signifies efforts that are scattered, ineffective, or undermined by poor strategy and misjudgment. It reflects a cycle where actions fail to produce lasting results, often due to deception, evasion, or lack of commitment. Number 7 represents the card's number within the suit of swords, signifying the stage of complexity, strategy, and elusive thinking. In this context, 7 reflects the mental agility required in situations of uncertainty, cunning, or apparent futility. Seven of Swords, Astrological Symbolic Associations. Let us explore the astrological symbolic associations of the Seven of Swords, revealing how the moon in Aquarius shape its hidden motives, unstable strategy, and the elusive workings of mental cunning. Moon, Symbolism. The Seven of Swords emphasizes themes of illusion, secrecy, and intuition. The moon governs what is hidden and mysterious. Together they highlight the importance of looking beyond surface appearances, trusting intuition to navigate unclear or deceptive situations, and recognizing that emotional and subconscious influences may be at play. Aquarius, Symbolism. The Seven of Swords is a card associated with cunning, strategy, and sometimes deception, while Aquarius is an astrological sign known for its innovative thinking, independence, and sometimes rebellious nature. The Moon in Aquarius. The combination of Moon in Aquarius with the Seven of Swords blends the emotional and subconscious influences of the Moon with the intellectual, detached, and unconventional nature of Aquarius. This creates a unique fusion of feelings, intuition, and strategic thinking. Greek daemonic personification of the card. Seven of Swords, Divine Arcana Tarot. The Seven of Swords is a card often associated with deception, strategy, cunning, and secretive behavior. The Greek daemonic personification of the Seven of Swords would be Doulos, the god of trickery and deceit. Doulos embodies the essence of the card through his association with deception, cunning strategy, and the ability to manipulate reality to his advantage. Blending Sisyphus with the Seven of Swords. Blending Sisyphus with the Seven of Swords creates a powerful thematic connection between the cunning, rebellion, and ceaseless struggle of the mythological figure and the card's representation of strategy. Cunning and trickery. This card represents trickery, deception, and using cleverness to achieve one's aims, often by going against rules or societal expectations. Rebellion against authority. The card often symbolizes a figure who is going against the grain or defying established authority, choosing to act independently or in secret. There is a rebellious undertone in the Seven of Swords, just as Sisyphus embodies rebellion against divine authority. Consequence of actions. This card warns of the potential consequences of deception or acting in secrecy. Just as Sisyphus' trickery eventually caught up with him, the Seven of Swords suggests that clever schemes may lead to future repercussions if not carefully managed. Avoidance of confrontation. The card's imagery often shows someone sneaking away, avoiding a direct confrontation or difficult situation. Endless struggle and futility. The card suggests cleverness and strategy. It can also indicate that the path chosen through deception or trickery may ultimately be futile. Strategic manipulation. This card is associated with strategic thinking, often through manipulation or deception to achieve a goal. The figure acts alone, using intellect and stealth to accomplish their objectives. Seven of Swords, divinatory meaning. Let us now examine the divinatory meaning of the Seven of Swords in both its upright and reversed expressions. Upright serves as a reminder to remain vigilant, think strategically, and consider the implications of deceit and manipulation. Reversed emphasizes the importance of honesty, accountability, and the consequences of past actions. We now move into the Eight of Swords, where air takes form as interference, mental restriction, and the imprisoning force of obstructed thought. Jupiter glyph symbolizes expansive potential and wisdom, yet here it is restrained by interference, hinting at squandered opportunities for growth and understanding. Amphilogii, the Greek personification of disputes and arguments. Her presence embodies the mental entanglement caused by inner and outer conflicts that block clarity and resolution. Eight unique swords depicts diverse strategies, ideologies, or influences, where each distinct blade symbolizes a different cultural or intellectual path clashing and complicating resolution. Red energy and lightning visualizes intense mental agitation, sudden disruptive thoughts, or external shocks that further complicate clear decision-making. Cracked earth reflects the destabilized foundation caused by overthinking and excessive deliberation, symbolizing mental and emotional fragmentation. Gemini glyph represents duality and mental fluctuation, illustrating the vacillation between options, perspectives, and the distraction of multiplicity. Number 8 signifies entrapment within cycles of repetitive thoughts and barriers, where each new attempt at resolution faces renewed interference. Interference represents mental obstruction, confusion, and the paralysis caused by conflicting thoughts or external influences. It signifies a state where clarity is hindered, requiring focus and discipline to break free from limiting patterns. Eight of Swords, astrological symbolic associations. Let us explore the astrological symbolic associations of the Eight of Swords, revealing how Jupiter and Gemini shape its mental confinement. limiting perceptions, and the struggle to expand beyond self-imposed restriction. Jupiter. Symbolism. The Eight of Swords is a card that often represents feelings of restriction, limitation, and confusion. It embodies themes of being trapped or feeling powerless, whether in one's circumstances or mindset. Gemini. Symbolism. Gemini, in relation to the Eight of Swords, highlights themes of duality, communication, and the complexities of the mind. While the Eight of Swords signifies feelings of restriction and confusion, the influence of Gemini encourages adaptability, open communication, and a re-examination of one's beliefs and perspectives. The Jupiter in Gemini. Symbolism of Jupiter in Gemini in relation to the Eight of Swords emphasizes themes of intellectual expansion, communication, and the power of perspective. While the Eight of Swords indicates feelings of limitation and confusion, the influence of Jupiter in Gemini encourages individuals to broaden their viewpoints, engage in open dialogue, and seek knowledge. Greek demonic personification of the card. Eight of Swords. Divine Arcana Tarot. The Eight of Swords that embodies the themes of restriction, confusion, and mental entrapment. As a symbol of fear, anxiety, and mental entrapment, it reflects the challenges of confronting one's inner demons. Blending Astrology with the Eight of Swords. Blending Astrology with the Eight of Swords reveals deep thematic connections centered around restriction, fear, and the journey toward liberation. Symbol of entrapment. This alignment emphasizes the emotional and psychological states that lead to feelings of powerlessness, encapsulating the essence of being bound by one's own fears. Inner conflict and struggle. This alignment emphasizes the emotional and psychological states that lead to feelings of powerlessness, encapsulating the essence of being bound by one's own fears. Awareness of limitations. Signifies an internal struggle characterized by conflicting thoughts and emotions. Astrology personifies the weight of these struggles, embodying the chaos and confusion that arise from feeling confined. Pathway to liberation. The Eight of Swords serves as a reminder that awareness of one's constraints is essential for seeking liberation. Courage to confront fears. This blend emphasizes the journey from feeling trapped to finding freedom, illustrating that recognizing the bonds represented by Astrology is the first step toward breaking free from the mental confines of the Eight of Swords. Transformation through understanding. In conjunction with the Eight of Swords, this blend suggests that by comprehending the nature of one's fears and limitations, individuals can begin to dismantle the psychological barriers that hold them back. Eight of Swords. Divinatory meaning. Let us now examine the divinatory meaning of the Eight of Swords in both its upright and reversed expressions. Upright. Signifies feelings of restriction, confusion, and mental entrapment. It encourages introspection and awareness of self-imposed limitations. Reversed. Signifies a release from feelings of restriction, confusion, and mental entrapment. We now move into the Nine of Swords, where air takes form as cruelty, tormenting thought, and the overwhelming burden of inner suffering. Mars. Symbol of aggression and piercing force. In Gemini, it manifests as mental warfare, sharp words, agitation, and the cruelty of overthinking. Its winged crown and aura, her celestial wings flaming with prismatic energy, signify the exaltation of the mental realm, but here corrupted into harsh illumination. This suggests intellect divorced from empathy, truth without mercy, clarity that cuts rather than heals. Rate. The Greek personification of moral excellence and heroic virtue, placed here paradoxically to underscore the distortion of virtue into cruelty. Arate's presence reflects the razor's edge between noble purpose and fanatical righteousness, highlighting how ideals can become cruel when severed from compassion. Blood-tipped sword represents the weaponized mind, poised and sharpened not for defense but for judgment and infliction. It symbolizes the active participation in cruelty, conscious intention to dominate, punish, or dissect with words or thought. Barbed chain sword. This brutalized blade evokes the pain of recursive thinking, wounds that entangle rather than release. It is the unconscious suffering we inflict upon ourselves through guilt, fear, or obsession. Planetary sphere. Standing on a dual-toned planet, its pose suggests domination over the mind, yet also isolation. The planet's division between blue and purple suggests the liminal space between rational clarity and shadowed despair. Gemini glyph. Sign of duality and conflict between opposing thoughts, reflects inner division, mental anxiety, and restless intellect. Number 9, corresponding to Yesod on the Tree of Life, it reflects the foundation of emotional memory and subconscious imprint. In this suit, it marks the descent into the psychic underworld, the emotional consequences of misused intellect and fragmented reason. Cruelty represents the culmination of mental anguish weaponized, either self-inflicted or projected. It names the condition where thought becomes torment and clarity becomes punishment. It is the agony of overanalysis, regret, betrayal, and guilt sharpened into blades. Astrological symbolic associations. Let us explore the astrological symbolic associations of the Nine of Swords, revealing how Mars and Gemini shape its mental anguish, inner conflict, and the restless torment of uncontrolled thought. Mars, symbolism. Mars with the Nine of Swords underscores themes of conflict, anxiety, and the struggle between action and inaction. It highlights how the assertive and aggressive nature of Mars can lead to both internal turmoil and the potential for transformation. Gemini, symbolism. Gemini with the Nine of Swords highlights themes of duality, inner conflict, and the challenges of overthinking. It emphasizes the importance of communication and introspection in addressing anxiety and fear. The Mars in Gemini. Mars in Gemini with the Nine of Swords emphasizes themes of mental agitation, communication challenges, and the impact of aggressive thoughts. It highlights the potential for conflict and misunderstandings, while also calling for self-awareness and introspection. Greek demonic personification of the card. Nine of Swords, Divine Arcana Tarot. The Nine of Swords, a card often symbolizing anxiety, despair, and mental anguish, can be personified through the Greek demonic figure of Oisis. Oisis, the goddess of misery and distress, embodies the very essence of the emotional turmoil represented by this tarot card. Blending Arete with the Nine of Swords. Blending the concept of Arete, the Greek term for excellence or virtue, with the Nine of Swords creates a nuanced exploration of how one can navigate anxiety and despair towards personal growth. Pursuit of excellence amidst struggle. The Nine of Swords, while representing anxiety and despair, encourages individuals to confront their fears. This blend suggests that facing one's struggles with the intention of personal growth can lead to a more virtuous life, transforming pain into a catalyst for excellence. Resilience in adversity. The Nine of Swords often depicts feelings of hopelessness, but it also signifies a turning point. By embracing resilience and courage, one can cultivate Arete, using their challenges as stepping stones to develop mental strength and emotional fortitude. Self-reflection and growth. The Nine of Swords serves as a reminder to engage in introspection, allowing individuals to recognize the sources of their anxieties. By acknowledging and addressing these fears, they can work towards achieving their highest self, exemplifying Arete through personal growth. Transforming pain into purpose. The Nine of Swords highlights the emotional pain that can cloud judgment and happiness. Arete encourages the transformation of this pain into purpose. By recognizing the lessons within their struggles, individuals can harness their experiences to foster a deeper understanding. Ethical decision-making in crisis. This blend emphasizes the importance of maintaining integrity and making virtuous choices, urging individuals to rise above their anxieties and act in alignment with their values even when faced with challenges. Nine of Swords divinatory meaning. Let us now examine the divinatory meaning of the Nine of Swords in both its upright and reversed expressions. Upright signifies deep-seated anxiety, mental distress, and the burdens of fear. It highlights the impact of negative thought patterns, the fear of the unknown, and isolation. Reversed symbolizes a shift away from anxiety, fear, and mental distress towards healing, clarity, and self-compassion. We now move into the Ten of Swords, where air takes form as ruin, complete mental collapse, and the final dissolution of a painful cycle. Sun, the radiant emblem of consciousness and life force now filtered through Gemini. Its light becomes fragmented and weakened, illuminating the ruins of the mind rather than nourishing it. 8. The Greek personification of ruin, delusion, and blind folly. Her presence embodies the descent into self-destruction caused by pride, obsession, or unacknowledged consequences. 10 swords piercing the central axis, The swords form a wheel of destruction, symbolizing all aspects of intellect turning inward and shattering the heart of reason. The vertical sword, pierced at the center, shows the collapse of the organizing principle. Gemini glyph. Duality pushed to collapse, a mind split and scattered, represents the breakdown of reason through conflicting thoughts and fractured perspectives. Ruined battlefield background. Smoke, rubble, and warfare mark the psychic landscape. This is not just ruin of mind, but of ideals, relationships, and past glories. Number 10. Represents Malkuth, the materialization of all prior mental degeneration. Here, it signifies finality, the ruin after the storm, when there is nothing left to mentally cling to. Ruin marks the complete breakdown of logic, hope, and clarity. This is a card of painful endings, but also of karmic reckoning and the invitation to begin again from ashes. 10 of Swords. Astrological symbolic associations. Let us explore the astrological symbolic associations of the Ten of Swords, revealing how the Sun in Gemini shape its painful revelation, mental ending, and the illumination that emerges through ruin and finality. Sun. Symbolism. The Ten of Swords emphasizes themes of communication, betrayal, and the duality of endings and new beginnings. It highlights the transformative power of painful experiences and the need for clarity in communication. Gemini. Symbolism. The Ten of Swords emphasizes duality, communication, and the complexity of thoughts and emotions. It highlights the potential for misunderstanding and conflict in relationships, urging individuals to approach communication with clarity and care. The Sun in Gemini. The Ten of Swords brings themes of illumination, communication, and adaptability to the fore. It emphasizes the importance of clarity in addressing painful situations, highlighting the need for open dialogue to prevent misunderstandings. Greek demonic personification of the card. Ten of Swords. Divine Arcana Tarot. The Ten of Swords in the Tarot is often associated with themes of betrayal, painful endings, and mental anguish. When exploring its Greek demonic personification, one could consider figures that embody the intense emotional and psychological experiences represented by this card. Blending 8 with the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords provides a fascinating exploration of themes related to betrayal, painful endings, and the consequences of one's actions. Personification of consequences. The Ten of Swords. Her influence signifies that the painful endings and betrayals depicted in the card may arise from one's own actions or decisions. The card serves as a warning against acting impulsively, as such behavior can lead to dire consequences. Illusion versus reality. The Ten of Swords, which may represent a moment when one realizes the harsh reality behind illusions and false beliefs. The blending emphasizes the importance of discernment and awareness in navigating relationships and situations to avoid painful outcomes. Betrayal and ruin. The Ten of Swords signifies betrayal and deep emotional pain, themes that resonate with Eight's domain of folly and destruction. When one succumbs to her influence, they may inadvertently betray themselves or others, resulting in a sense of ruin. Learning from pain. The Ten of Swords can symbolize a painful ending that ultimately leads to growth and transformation. This blending suggests that while the experience may be excruciating, it can provide valuable lessons that help individuals make wiser choices in the future, urging them to rise from the ashes of their mistakes. The cycle of destruction and rebirth. The Ten of Swords signifies an ending that, while painful, paves the way for new beginnings. This blending reminds individuals that every ending can serve as a stepping stone toward renewal and personal growth. Encouragement to break free. The Ten of Swords encourages individuals to recognize when they are trapped in cycles of pain or betrayal. Ten of Swords, divinatory meaning. Let us now examine the divinatory meaning of the Ten of Swords in both its upright and reversed expressions. Upright. Ten of Swords is a card that signifies endings, betrayal, and mental anguish, urging you to confront painful realities and accept closure. Reversed signifies a shift in perspective and the possibility of recovery from pain and betrayal.